Give me some vibe as we get into the cruising right now with the Cruisin. It's how we rock, it's how we roll. It's 93.5 WVIP. Just like when Gilbert turned on. Something from Luciano. Turn up your radios. We got the attorneys, they're prepped, they're ready to rock and roll. They're taking over this radio station. And we're not crazy ready. Welcome to Annakie. And that's how we do it right here on 93.5 WVIP. Half past the hour. I am David Squeeze Annakie once again. Jumped off at 6 a.m. this morning. We're taking it on until 10 a.m. It's time for Cruising with a Case Handler, a show on personal injury, a show on immigration, brought to you by the law firm Pollack, Isaac, and Nisico. I want to say a pleasant good morning to the attorneys on the panel. Let me, of course, introduce my co-pilot, Mr. Adam Hadley. How you feeling, man?
Hey, good morning, man. How you doing today? It's Thursday. It's the 14th of January. You're looking good. You're feeling good. I'm feeling funky and fresh, and we appreciate everybody logging on this morning, listening to us on 93.5 FM, Facebook, Instagram. We know there's other places you can be, but you're here with us now, and that means the world to us. Thank you so much.
That's what it is. Adam Handler, by the way, happens to be a partner at the firm Pollack, Isaac, and Nisico, the only firm that you will need when you need legal help. So make sure you call them at 844-774-3529. 844-PPID Law. Let's introduce the managing partner of the firm, Conrad Pollack. How you feeling today, Mr. Minefield? You gotta turn on you gotta unmute. There you go. Okay, he's in the mind.
He hasn't done this show enough, so we'll get it eventually.
All right.
Actually, I am working my way through that minefield to you guys to make this show this morning, as a matter of fact. And it is good to be here. I have the virtual background on, which is actually looks like a nice day behind me. But where I am right now, the snow is coming down. So, sunny days ahead. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That's it. And that's Conrad Pollack, folks, the architect of the firm Pollack, Isaac, and Nisico, a firm that is in New York City with offices in Brooklyn, offices in Peekskill, offices, of course, at 225 Broadway on the 3rd floor. And ladies and gentlemen, we got more to talk about those offices in a short while. But let's also introduce another partner of the firm, Nelson Madrid. What's happening, Maverick, the man who angle all of the big cases them if you get arrested, lock up, or put in removal proceedings? Wagwan.
Good morning. Good morning. We got a full house, I see today.
I see.
Adam is driving an Escalade to fit all of these personalities and people in the same car. So looking forward, it should be a great show.
You know what they say when you're in a room full of four lawyers, right?
What?
Get the hell out of there.
They trying to tell me to leave?
Four lawyers, you'll get 12 different opinions. So it's all good.
All right. So that's Nelson Madrid, ladies and gentlemen. So, by the way, one of the a very serious attorney when it comes to handling certain cases. So make sure you reach out to him on immigration. His number is 844-PPID Law. That's 844-774-3529. But let's get to the man that Conrad picks on. Because of his depth, because of his experience in immigration, because of his connections with certain key people when it comes to immigration knowledge and advice in the Department of Homeland Security, immigration. His name is Alan E.K. We refer to him, although he's an attorney, we refer to him as the general on this program right here. We salute you, Alan E.K. How you feeling today?
Good, thank you. And how are you?
I am wonderful, man. I'm wonderful. I can't complain. I'm here. 6 days from now, I'll be a happier man. I won't say why, because Adam doesn't like it when I start that convo. So, but you feeling good? You all right?
I'm all right. I'm good.
That's what it's all about. So let's get the show on the road. Literally, we're cruising. Once again, folks, if you have immigration questions right now, I can even say this today. If you want to ask your questions live, you can call 877-320-LINK. So if you want to ask the attorneys questions live on the air, for free on the air. You can call the radio number 877-320-5465. You got questions on personal injury, you got run over by a car, whatever, somebody got run over, fell off a scaffolding or whatever, you can call 877-320-5465. However, the most powerful number on this show is 844-PPID-LAW. That's a direct number to the attorneys. But if you want to ask them questions, you can call 877-320-5465 on air, off air, get a consultation, hire them, retain them at 844-PPID-LAW. Let's jump it off with Adam Handler, see what he's got to say in the capacity of personal injury, in the capacity of the $130 million that he has settled, in the capacity of the fact that he's the longest running attorney on the station, period. And yes, also in the personal injury capacity, the accident attorney capacity. Adam, I'll let you take it for a few minutes here before we kick it over to the immigration attorneys here on this program today.
All right. Well, before we get to that, we got to get a few preliminary matters out of the way. You know, PPID is the name of our firm, Pollack, Isaac DeSico. I'm down with PPID. Conrad, the maestro, is down with PPID. Nelson, the Maverick, Madrid, is down with PPID. Alan, the General K, is down with PPID. Let's make it official, Squeeze. Are you down with PPID?
Come on, man. You know me. I'm down with PPID.
All right. That's what we needed to answer. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for tuning in, listening to us, watching us. 93.5 FM, we love you. It's the community that's embraced me for basically my entire career, certainly the community that I've embraced back. If you can safely do so now or do so later, you know, check out the Case Handler on Facebook. Check out the Case Handler on Instagram. Check out PPID on Facebook and Instagram. You'll be connected to our firm. You'll see exactly what we do. Because I say it over and over. We are exceptional attorneys that do exceptional legal work. But don't take our word for it. Don't take Squeeze's word for it. Don't take the other DJs on this radio station that have endorsed me for so many years. Don't take their word for it. Take the word of those who have come before you, never expecting they'd need a lawyer. Never expecting they get into an accident, never expecting they'd be facing deportation proceedings or need to adjust their status here in the United States. But when they needed a lawyer, they gave us a call, 844-774-3529, 844-PPID-LAW. We've had a busy week here at PPID. I'll speak really quickly with respect to personal injury. I had a deposition all day yesterday, literally all day, hours and hours and hours and hours, on a major construction accident case. A gentleman working in the Coney Island houses out in Brooklyn, doing a NYCHA rehabilitation, working on the third floor. All of a sudden, scaffolding, a Baker scaffold in which he was working on, he gets off, and all of a sudden, a gust of wind blows the scaffold over, knocks him out. We have crazy video, crazy pictures of this guy being extracted by FDNY using a crane, because he had to be transported off the third floor, an extremely serious accident. And he had so many choices of attorneys. And who do you think he picked, Squeeze, to represent him and his family in this case?
The case handler, the beast.
Of course he did.
The one and only, Adam Handler.
Of course he did. And, you know, on Tuesday, we had another construction accident we discussed, Testimonial Tuesday, if you can make me co-host. We actually brought him on the show on Tuesday. His name is Chris. Another scaffolding accident. This was different. The case I was just talking about, the scaffold blew on top of them. This case, he was on the scaffold. The scaffold collapsed. He falls 7 feet to the ground. His coworker, who's on the scaffold with him, drops on top of him, injuring his leg. No surgery, but $100,000 settlement. I'd like to just highlight that real quick, and then we'll move on to some immigration questions.
Well, Adam, it's a good thing he chose you and not that crazy man screaming on the ads before and after our show, huh?
Oh boy, that is probably correct, Conrad. That is probably correct. Oh boy,
Never a dull moment on this show.
Oh boy. Yes. Listen, you can't just go with the attorneys you hear on the radio. You want people that have been built with success, people that have really themselves just done some wonderful work. And I'm a practicing attorney, a practicing personal injury attorney, and the numbers I discussed, the millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of settlements and verdicts are cases that I personally have worked on. So yes, you are right, Conrad, you maestro of a man. Charles, right there, you can see, speaking of great attorneys, There's Matt Goodstein, my associate, $100,000 we got for Charles. Again, construction accident. We got all his medical bills paid, all his time out of work compensated, and then of course $100,000 on top of that for a leg injury, no surgery. And Squeeze, if you wouldn't mind reading that quote for me, I would be appreciative.
They are swift, efficient, and got the job done. Charles from Queens. He will only use Adam Handler for all his cases moving forward. Adam Handler, you the man, $100,000 settlement. We're talking about real money, you know. We're talking about Adam Handler getting that money for you because he's the most aggressive attorney you can find. Adam.
Yep. And he said, and he says on this quote here, if anyone I know ever gets into an accident, I tell him to call Matt and Adam. I mean, that's how it is. And this accident was a year ago. And he cares so much about our practice, and it was so appreciative that a year later, this guy comes back on our show to talk about his case. And he did it. He was broadcasting from his car. Those of you that were listening on Tuesday or watching on Facebook on Tuesday or Instagram on Tuesday, he was doing it from his car. And he was driving an Alfa Romeo. He took some of the settlement money and bought an Italian sports car, red interior. That thing was hot. And, you know, that's what people do. You know, you got to spoil yourself a little bit, but he did put the rest of it to work, and we'll use that money tax-free, hopefully for years to come. So we thank him again for coming on our show and endorsing our practice. And ladies and gentlemen, again, you know, don't take our word for it. Take the word of those who've come before you, never, ever, ever, ever expecting to get into the accident. But God forbid, when disaster strikes, the case handler team and PPID, they strike back. And that's the most important thing you need to know about how we handle our business here. We don't treat you like a file. We treat you like family. We're committed to treating your case like it's our most important case.
Also, don't forget, you will never, folks out there, you will never hear any of us screaming like a lunatic over the radio. That we can promise you. Never.
All right.
We may be singing, but not screaming.
Singing, joking, being personable, but screaming like a lunatic, like a raving maniac, never.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cruising with a Case Handler, Never a Dull Show. The show, yes, we've got 4 powerful attorneys right here on this radio station. And I pride myself in having powerful attorneys. I pride myself in having a full-service law firm on this radio station. Now, what I'm saying to everybody out there before we get to the immigration segment right now, you just heard the voice of Adam Handler, seriously, all right? It's true. I want for you, don't take his word, my word, or anybody on the station word for it. Go to the website, thecasehandler.com, and you will see the real people. You'll see the settlement checks. You'll see the people that he has truly helped over the past 15 years within the Caribbean community. Now, I say, people, things do happen. Sheesh does happen to people. And if you get hurt, I don't want for you to end up, you know, with some attorney that is not necessarily going to give you what you truly deserve where service is concerned, and also get you the right settlements. I'm looking on the screen here on Facebook as we broadcast on 93.5 FM. We're also on Facebook page, thecasehandler.com, Pollack's page, okay, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico's page, PPID. All right, and I'm looking at these settlements, $1,075,000, okay, $125 million recovered. It's $130 million that's recovered. $5.2 million settlement, $5 million settlement. Do you hear those numbers? Okay, $3.8 million verdict. You see, $3.4 million settlement. These are not 2.65. These are not joke settlements. These are real money, real moolah by way of Adam Handler. So give him a call, 844-774-3529. Everyone, dial the number. You and I, we don't know if and when we're ever going to get hurt in an accident. However, it's extremely important that you store that number in your phone. 844-774-3529. See, everyone is competing for the top of the hour spots, and that's not what this is all about. This is about a company, a firm rather, that has proven themselves over the past 60 years. This is about an attorney also, in the capacity of accidents, that has proven himself over the past 15 years. If you want an excellent attorney, in my opinion, an exceptional attorney, as Adam would say, call this number, 844-774-3529. 844-774-3529. Before we get to the general, who will give us the immigration news update, got a couple of quick questions here for the
Hold
attorney.
on, Squeeze, can I jump in for a second, actually, before I forget, because I've been in and out of the office and I've been very, very busy. But just an update, and I haven't really had the chance to sit down with Alan or Conrad for an extended period of time, but I just wanted to give the viewers and listeners an update on that detained case. The gentleman who has a daughter with cerebral palsy was on WPIX News. I have recently been in contact with ICE, okay? And we put in a request for reconsideration. I'm presently working on trying to get that gentleman released, okay? ICE is listening. ICE is open. There's been dialogue. I'm hoping to hear something back in the next 24 to 48 hours, and I'll keep everyone posted. But again, I wanted to mention that because I think it's great news, and it also shows how we work as a team. While I am not the attorney arguing the case in court, I do have a very good relationship with ICE. So we have one attorney working one aspect of the case and another attorney working, another angle on that case. So, fingers crossed, and I hope we can successfully have this gentleman released and reunited with his family.
Well, Nelson, let's not forget also Alan's contribution, my contribution. Alan got Senator Schumer's office involved. I got Senator Gillibrand's office involved. So as you said, it's always teamwork. And, that's been a major case that we've been working on. And, we're cautiously optimistic that this gentleman is going to be able to get out of jail and rejoin his family soon. Cautiously optimistic. So we'll keep you posted, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen listening right now and watching us on Facebook, this is what I'm talking about. This is how powerful this law firm is. And I've worked with other firms in the past, and I've never, ever worked with a group of attorneys that work together as a team. This is not a one-man team. This is not a narcissistic individual. This is a team here of professionals. Okay, you just heard the names that just dropped with the senators. You heard Nelson's comment about having a solid relationship with ICE, and you heard the phrase cautiously optimistic. These are what professionals are all about, ladies and gentlemen. Now you tell me, what firm would you like to handle your immigration case? What firm? You've got the general himself who contacts so many different people. And this is a big case that's been on WPIX here in New York. This is something that Pollack, Isaac, and Nasico, let me drop the name in there, is handling. These are the attorneys exclusively, in my opinion, as I disclaimed, that you want to handle your immigration case. So everyone out there, dial the number, store the number, forward the number to anyone who needs immigration help. 844-774-3529. There's a reason why they're choosing a 60-year-old law firm with professionals such as these. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Thanks for that update, Nelson. I like the professionalism of following up with the update as people have heard that and wondering what's been going on with the case. I do appreciate that. All right. All right. So before we get to the general who has some updates, let's get into a couple of quick questions, and then we'll go to the general with the immigration update. The general happens to be Alan E.K., one of the attorneys at the firm. And let's get some immigration questions here. A friend of mine got married after his dad filed an I-130 petition for him. When his papers came, he added his wife and 2 children to the application, which then came up to say that due to the numerical limitations of visa issuance by law, the petition was no longer eligible for further processing at this time. What are his options?
Well, he's not giving all the details, but I will surmise that the father is applying as a U.S. citizen because if a permanent resident applies for a son or daughter, as soon as that son or daughter gets married, that case ends. So in order for that case to proceed, the parent must have been a citizen. So parent applied for his unmarried child. That was a first preference case. That's what it's called. The category is first preference. When the son got married, it became a third preference case. The quota is smaller. There's an annual quota in all of these cases. The annual quota for third preference married sons or daughters of a U.S. citizen is smaller than the annual quota for an unmarried adult son or daughter of a U.S. citizen. So what happened here, when he got married, he basically lost his place in line and moved further to the back of the line. and as a result, his case is going to take longer. Whereas if he was unmarried, it might have taken 6 or 7 years. Being married currently, probably 10 to 12 years. So he's just going to have to wait.
Okay. Once again, the phone number for the firm, 844-774-3529. Every one of you, do not, I repeat, do not do your case yourselves. All right? Don't. Just don't. Do not do it. I have seen so many things happen when people do that, and everything gets screwed up, and then they get in trouble, or they pay double, sometimes triple. So make sure you call the firm, PPID. The number, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Before I ask the next question and get to the General, Alan E.K., one of the attorneys at the firm, if you would like to ask your questions live on air now, you can call 877-320-LINK. That's 877-320-5465. If you'd like to actually speak with one of the attorneys live right this second, right this minute, you can do so by calling 877-320-5465. That's 877-320-LINK. Let's get to another question right now. Another question here says, at the age of 14, my mother filed for me and I was granted permanent residency in the United States. I lived there for roughly 20 years before I got into trouble with the law. I signed a petition to be deported because I did not want to stay in detention and fight the case. This one is up your alley, Nelson. I'm also legally married to an American citizen, and I have 6 children who were all born there. My question is, can I apply for a visitor's visa in order to go visit my family?
I'm sorry, Conrad, can you answer that question? I was actually doing work while I was on the show, and I didn't hear all of the facts.
All right. It sounds like he had a green card. And he lost it, or he left the country. He can always apply. Look, he can always apply for a tourist visa. Question is, are you going to get it? Highly unlikely.
Okay. All right. So pretty much he got deported. He's married to a U.S. citizen. He's got 6 children here in the United States.
He can apply. He can apply for that tourist visa, but he's not going to get a tourist visa.
All right.
You know, again, David, and it's something we've mentioned on the show previously, immigration has a file on you. You know, immigration knows you had a green card, knows how long you were in the United States, know you've applied for a visitor visa, 4 or 5 times in the past and you've been denied. And obviously all of this is taken into consideration when you apply for any type of visa.
Not to mention,
the United States.
Not to mention, he already had a green card, lived in the country for years, his entire family, U.S. citizen, kids and wife. And a tourist visa is to come for a limited period of time, temporary period of time, to visit relatives, to go to Disneyland, to see the Grand Canyon. I don't think that the consulate is going to believe that this gentleman is coming to the United States just to, go to Coney Island, and then he's going to go back to his country. I don't see that happening. So odds of him getting a visa are slim to none.
Will there ever be any way for him to get back into this country?
That's another story. So as far as a visitor's visa, no. As far as getting him back into the United States, possibly, but we need more information on that. But that's the only possibility, get him back permanently. Nelson, you agree with that?
Depends on his conviction. There's a lot of factors involved. We need more detail.
Correct. I mean, some of the things we would do is obviously request file copies, with any and all agencies that he's had contact with, right? For instance, if he was in removal proceedings, we'd want to see a copy of the file from the immigration court. I may request a copy of his file from immigration to see how he got his green card. As I tell people, this is like a puzzle, right? You need all the pieces in order to be able to give good advice. Right. There's advice you could give based off the limited facts you provided, but in order to give sound advice, you need to know all of the facts.
Gotcha. Once again, folks, the attorney speaking on immigration. Just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you'd like to opt in for the newsletter from the firm Pollack, Isaac, and Masico, now is the time to do so. Check the link on Facebook right now, or simply, if you're out there listening and you can't get to Facebook, just email consults at ppid.com. Everybody who wants to find out what's happening with immigration, what's happening out there with current affairs and how it may affect you in regards to immigration, and even more, and the firm in personal injury and a whole lot more. Remember, the firm is a full service law firm. You need to opt in, get on the newsletter. You'll get this newsletter just about every other week or so, or when something important pops up. You need to make sure that you're part of that newsletter database. So email consults, plural, at ppid.com, or click on the link that's on the Facebook pages and just put your email in and you will get the newsletter. No better way to keep up to date as to what's happening. Just like the update that we got yesterday from Alan E.K., you would have gotten that in the newsletter. So email consults at ppid.com or just click on the link and get the update. Alan E.K., you want to reiterate that news update, that breaking news update that you gave yesterday?
Yeah, I was going to start off with that. And basically, this is breaking news. All international air travelers to the United States will have to show proof of a negative virus test before leaving for the United States. This policy takes effect on January 26th. So I had a follow-up question for myself. Basically, does this include Americans? And I checked with my sources, and the answer is yes. Everyone coming to the United States, no one is excluded. Every type of status, every country, anybody coming to the United States after January 26th has to show proof of a negative virus test before leaving for the United States. So this is breaking news. And I got it, when I announced it a couple of days ago, you want to know, does it apply to everybody? Well, the answer is yes, it applies to everyone coming to the United States. No one is excluded. Every type of status, every country. So this is starting January 26th. So if you're going to be coming to the United States from Jamaica or any place else, you better show that you have a negative virus test before you get on the plane, or you're going to have a problem. So that was one of my updates from the last time I was on. Now, also, another one of the updates is that if you have a green card and it's expiring, previously you had to file an I-90 to renew the green card, or if the green card was lost, file an I-90, and USCIS would give you a sticker on the green card. Well, they're eliminating the sticker, and basically if you file an I-90, you will get a receipt within 7 to 10 days saying that your application has been accepted, and that receipt will be good enough for you to travel, to work, to come into the United States. I think it's a good thing, although one of my colleagues said, well, that's really good and very nice, but a lot of airlines and employers may not want to accept a piece of paper rather than the sticker. But anyway, I think this is good news. You file an I-90, you get a notice, receipt notice in 7 to 10 days. And with that receipt notice, you can travel, you can work, you can do all kinds of things. And the notice will be on very secure paper, and it'll be serve as evidence of identity, employment authorization, authorization to the United States, to come back to the United States when you come back, showing your green card and the piece of paper. So This is very new stuff.
Beautiful.
Alan, just, I've been meaning to ask because I haven't heard anything lately. Any updates on the travel bans?
Well, guys, let's just get to the top of the hour first, and then we'll do it on the flip side.
We have a minute before we get to the top of the hour, and then we'll continue on Facebook pages, PPID, the case handler, David Squeezadiki. So everyone that's listening on the radio, you can switch to any of those Facebook pages. If you're just typing Adam Handler, or case handler, or PPID, or David Squeezadiki, one of them will pop up. Adam, take us to the top of the hour, man. What do you got to say?
My brother, listen, we appreciate you having us on, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you tuning in again. We know there's other people you could be listening to or watching, and the fact that you're here with us means the world to us. But you know what? The message is clear. We are exceptional attorneys that do exceptional legal work, and we treat you the right way. We are professionals. We are all practicing attorneys, meaning we are the attorneys handling your files. So when I talk about those multi-million-dollar settlements, it's myself and Matthew working on it. When we talk about dealing with ICE and getting people out of deportation or working on your citizenship, it's Conrad, it's Nelson, it's Alan, it's Alexandra, It's all the attorneys that come on. We are practicing attorneys and proudly practicing attorneys. There's a difference, though. We're not just here advertising. We're here working on your case. We are Pollack, Isaac DeSico. I'm your boy, the case handler. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram, and God bless.
All right.
I want to remind everyone to turn down their volume after we sign off here.
All right. So, Conrad, you were asking Alan a question about the ban or something to that effect?
Yeah, Conrad was asking about anything new on the travel ban, and it is expected that when Biden comes in, he will remove all the travel bans. How quickly he's going to do that, because he's got a lot of work to do, and a lot of things he wants to do within the first 100 days, include his number one priority is to work on COVID. But my understanding is that he will remove the travel bans as soon as possible.
And if he doesn't, I believe they're in effect until the end of March, correct? March 31st?
That's correct. And in which case, then it wouldn't be, I doubt, if he doesn't do anything until March 31st, because he's been very busy, I don't expect it to be renewed after March 31st. So the question really, does he remove the travel ban right away within the first 100 days, or does he wait till March 31st and not renew it, and the travel ban will be out? So
yeah, as I understand it, the way the travel bans work, they expire unless an affirmative step is taken to renew and extend them. So Biden, my guess, I agree with you, Alan, my guess is he's just going to let them lapse if he hasn't terminated them before March.
Right. So the idea is this: we're all expecting a lot of really good things from the new president. The only thing is there's a lot of things he has to do, and he's promised to do a lot of things within the first 100 days, such as dealing with the health insurance and dealing with public charge. But as I say, his priority is going to be, number one priority is to be dealing with COVID. But I expect to see a lot of good things from the new president within the first 100 days and thereafter.
Yeah, what's interesting, which I'm foreseeing just issues after he takes, after there's a change of administration. You know, talking about the public charge form, those of you not aware, every intending immigrant has to demonstrate that they can support themselves, that they can financially support themselves, or their family can support them. And that's always been the law. It's always been part of the Immigration Nationality Act, going back to the beginning. This administration, in its infinite wisdom, decided to make that public charge requirement extensively more onerous. They made it extremely difficult to overcome. It's been in litigation since they started it almost a year ago. It's been off, it's been on. The court stopped it, then other courts let it proceed. Right now, it is going forward, meaning that the new public charge declaration form, which is an I-9444, the I-944 form, is about 20 pages long, and it's a really complicated, difficult form to complete. Even lawyers are having trouble with it. Now, if you submitted your application for adjustment, for instance, I don't remember the exact date, in October. If you filed before October, you did not have to submit the I-944 form. But if you did that, you're now going to get a request for evidence asking for that 944 form. If you submitted your application after October 12th or whatever, you had to submit the 944 with it, with the adjustment application. And if you didn't, the application has likely been returned to you already. Now, the question is, in those circumstances, what's going to happen after January 20th and after the Biden administration gets rid of this rule? Because they've said they're going to get rid of this rule. So the question is, if you submitted your application without it in October, and now you've received a request for evidence asking the Immigration Service, asking for that 944, as we have several clients in that situation right now, and this is why I'm asking, or this is why I'm talking about it. You now have that request for evidence from the Immigration Service. Biden, a month from now, eliminates the law. Does that mean you still have to submit that 944 form, or can you just dispense with it? You know, these are issues that people that are doing the case themselves are going to struggle with and are going to get tripped up by. This is another reason why people, especially these days, the immigration law has become so complicated. And as you can see, that sign behind me, it is a dangerous path to follow on your own without a lawyer. And here's a perfect example of why. So, you know, if you're dealing with this public charge issue, you really don't want to deal with it alone. The worst that happens, who knows, you could end up in removal proceedings, or the case will just be denied. You spend $2,000 or more in filing fees, gone. So you really, if you're dealing with these complicated issues, you really should be careful, because there really is danger along the way, as that sign behind me says, and you should give us a call.
So if you get a notice from USCIS saying, where's the 944, I think it would be a good idea for you to come and see us. It's a very complicated form, and a lot of lawyers have problems with the form also. So if you go to an immigration interview yourself, and the interviewer says, where's the 944? And the officer will say, I'm going to give you X amount of days to bring it in. Come and see us. If you get a notice from USCIS saying, it's called an RFE, a request for evidence, where's the 944? Come and see us, because it's a very complicated form.
And, don't take our word for it. Go online, Google I-944. Google it. Take a look at that form. Don't take our word for it. Go ahead and take a look at the form, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. That is probably the most complicated immigration form that's ever existed, and deliberately so. It was created by this administration, specifically by Trump's immigration guru, his right-hand man, Stephen Miller, and he's about as anti-immigrant as they come. It was created specifically to make it more difficult for people like you to get their green cards. Pure and simple, no other reason. Take a look at the form and you'll see what I mean.
Absolutely. Once again, folks, Cruisin with a Case Handler, show on personal injury and immigration. Everybody out there, the number is 877. I must give out the online number. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That is the number for the firm. So when it comes to personal injury, accident cases, when it comes to immigration, make it PPID. The number, once again, 844-774-3529. Alan, I know you got more before we get back to a question that I have here.
Yeah, as of Monday, December 7th, 2020, a federal court judge has forced USCIS to accept new DACA applications. So if you qualify for DACA, but you didn't do it yet, find a lawyer, come to see us, we will help you. To qualify for DACA, you have to meet the following criteria. 1, born on or after June 15th, 1981. 2, you came to the United States before the age of 16. 3, you were in the United States on June 15, 2012, and you're still here. No proper immigration status as of June 15, 2012. You're a high school graduate, enrolled in high school. You have a GED, you're enrolled in a GED program, or honorably discharged from the U.S. military, no significant criminal record. So if you didn't file for DACA, come and see us. It's a very good program. And if you have DACA already and you left the United States on a parole on a travel permit and came back and then got married to an American citizen, you can file for green card now, whereas previously you couldn't do it. But DACA is a good program. I think it's going to be very enhanced and favorable by the Biden administration. And they're now accepting travel documents. If you have DACA, they were making it very hard to get it before. They're now giving you 2-year extensions. They were only giving you 1 year before. So remember, if you have DACA, you now can get travel permits. If you show proper documents, you now can get extensions of 2 years. If you didn't file for DACA, come and see us.
All right. Got a very interesting question here. Guys, it says here, I booked a flight since October to travel to New York, along with my son for the Christmas holiday. When I got to the airport, I was told that they got a call from immigration in the States that I'm not supposed to travel and that I should visit the U.S. Embassy as soon as possible. I went to the U.S. Embassy and was told they no longer allow persons to come in, but instead, I would have to send an email to them. I sent an email. I got a message back from the Fraud Prevention Unit, FPU, that states that my visa has been revoked and I'm not allowed entry into the U.S. There were no reasons given. I am 100% sure that I did not present any fraudulent documents when I applied for the visa. Could you tell me what could have caused this, and can your firm PPID help?
Well, the second question is, yes, we can help and then try to find out where is the fraud. But we'd have to get in touch with the embassy. We'd have to get and try to talk to the fraud prevention unit, because this is a serious thing. And the question is, what is the fraud that they're alleging you committed? So we can help try to unravel this. This
Sometimes I just want to jump in for a second, Alan. Sometimes, David, and I've seen this before, I've had clients in removal proceedings where the government is claiming that they were previously ordered removed. And basically it's somebody, believe it or not, and this sounds crazy, but somebody with the same name and same date of birth, or someone used their identity and they may not know about it. I've been successful because obviously the documents they provide does not look like my client, because they typically take pictures of these people. And I was able to show that we're obviously two different people. Alan, you also had a client in removal proceedings. Yep. Remember that there was somebody that had a similar name and was coincidentally removal proceedings as well. Yep. Sometimes it's just a mix-up. And, again, immigration is reluctant to take your word for it. So it's important to get an attorney involved to advocate on your behalf.
You could have an odd situation which involves a poison pen letter, where somebody writes a letter to the consulate saying this guy is coming to the United States, he's trying to come, but he's a narcotics trafficker or a criminal. Poison pen letter, which would be enough to hold up your case while they're investigating.
Conrad, I know you got knocked over. We're just talking about someone who was trying to travel to the United States with his kid. And when he got to the airport in Jamaica, they were told by the agent that immigration called and said, no, don't let him on a plane, because they're not allowed to travel. And then they went to the embassy and basically found out that their visa was revoked. And this guy saying he's 100% sure that he did nothing fraudulent. So this is where Nelson and Alan's are saying sometimes there are mix-ups, sometimes there are name issues. So ladies and gentlemen, reach out to the firm. This is something that, Pollack, Isaac, and the Secret can help you with, providing that the details that you're given or will be giving, is about correct or 100% correct. So I would love for you guys to take on this case. Call the firm 844-PPID Law. That's 844-774-3529. Adam Handler, before we go, anything you'd like to say, man? Sorry, we're interrupting you over there.
No, that's all right, man. Listen, I enjoy listening to good attorneys give really good legal advice. I'm proud that they're my partners, proud that they're my friends, proud to be part of this firm. And listen, I handle the injury cases. They do their business on the immigration cases. And as we said during the actual radio broadcast, it really is the only law firm you need to consider, PPID. We do things in an exceptional manner. And thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch up with you guys later on, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for cruising with the case handler.
Quick one that just came in. Hi, all. Would like to ask, have J1 summer work program seasonal visas also been banned? I know originally when the J1 was banned, the seasonal work ban was lifted. So just want to find out if you can enter the USA on a J1 at the moment.
Well, to enter on a J1, first of all, you have to get the J1 visa in your passport. And you have to go through an employer, most likely. And in addition, you have to go through a program which is recognized by the U.S. State Department. So the general question is, yes, J1s are being issued for summer work, but it's a little bit complicated, and you will need a lawyer to do that. The best thing is come and see us, and we'll talk about summer work programs for J1 for you.
I believe that this person has a visa and he is subject to that travel ban. I believe that the travel bans will be ended by the end of March 31st. So he has a summer program. Most likely he'll be fine. I know we've been dealing with that. We had a couple of people like that. We also have a couple of H-2B workers, a similar situation, that they're worried about coming in April and May for landscaping and so on when the weather changes. Again, the travel ban looks like it's going to be ending as of March 31st. We'll probably know more over the next few weeks once the Biden administration takes hold and immigration, sane human beings are put back in charge of the immigration system, and the welcome mat, so to speak, is put back out at the United States front door, as opposed to that do not enter sign that has been there for the last 4 years.
There you go. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, must remind you, if you need information and updates as to what it is that you're hearing every day here on 93.5 and also on Facebook, please join the newsletter at the firm Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Very important that you do so, and you can join it in one of two ways. You can click on the link that you're seeing on Facebook and add your email address. You will get weekly or every other week an email with updates on immigration and what could potentially be affecting you or what's happening out there where immigration is concerned, and more also on the other areas of the law firm Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. And you can also just email consults@ppid.com. That's simple. Consults@ppid.com. Very simple, very straightforward. Just simply put your email in there, or just simply email and say, hey, here's my email, and get some updates. You know, you may not be able to listen to the show every single day at this time, but at least you will get an email with the updates as to what we have discussed, what we are discussing on the show, which comes your way 9:30 a.m. weekdays right here on 93.5 FM, and also on Saturdays between 6 and 8, Sundays between 10 and 2 p.m. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, attorneys, for being what it is that you are. And thank you, of course, for helping out our communities out there. Remember, folks, do not work on your case yourself. Get yourself a discounted consultation from one of the attorneys by simply calling 844-774-3529. I say hire them, retain them, let them do the dirty work. They love doing it, and they're excellent at doing it. 844-774-3529. Alan E.K., Nelson Madrid, Conrad Pollack, thank you so much. Have an amazing day, listeners. We'll catch up and speak again soon tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m.